Hi sweet friends, I'm Mary from marysnest.com, where I share traditional recipes for making nutrient-dense foods using simple ingredients. And today I thought I'd take you along as I open my new Mockmill grain grinder. Well, I'm going to go ahead and open this box so we can see what's in here. But before I get started, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you like learning about traditional foods cooking, I hope you'll subscribe and be sure to click on the notification bell that'll let you know each time I upload a new video. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Now, let me see how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to take my scissors and just go across like this, go across like this. And let's see what's in here. It's beautifully packaged. It's quite heavy. Let's see. Oh, this is packed very well. I think what I'll do is I'll slide this out and then I'll show you what's in here. Well, I got that little lid pulled back, and the first thing that you see is the little booklet that's going to tell us, I guess, all about it and how to operate it and whatnot. That's right on top. And now I'm looking down into it, and it is also very well packed. And the reason that I decided to get this was I had heard a lot of good reviews about the Mockmill, and that it had it did stone grinding of the grain, which is very good to protect the oils in the grain and whatnot. And it was relatively reasonably priced, so I was happy with this to make this selection. And as I've shared with you in the past, I've been using my, I don't know, I think it's about 28 years old, my 28-year-old Vitamix to grind my grain. So this is going to be a real treat. Well, I'm going to go ahead and lift this out, and then I'll show you how it looks. Well, I lifted the Mockmill out of the box, and it's a fairly good weight. And I just wanted to mention, I ordered a Mockmill 100, and I ordered one that has the 110 volt for use in the United States. They also sell the 230 volt, and I believe they also sell a Mockmill that's bigger than this. I think it's called the 200, but I got the 100 because it's really all I need. Now I'm going to take the top off. This is where you would put the grain in, and in it has some detailed instructions. So it says removing the transport locking device. You see they've got pictures and instructions on what we need to do before we can start using this. Number one, before the mill is opened, the main plug must have been disconnected. So, okay. Number two, screw the setting lever out counterclockwise, pictures 1 and 2. So the setting lever is this thing over here, and we need to turn this counterclockwise, so that would be to me. I had to think about that for a minute. Alrighty, we're just going to unscrew this right off. Sorry, it takes a little time. Oh, it comes right out like that. Okay, there we go. And then the next thing it says to do is now place your hands between the funnel and the upper section of the housing and press the 2 lugs on the back of the upper section inwards using both index fingers. While doing so, lift the funnel and expose the grinding chamber. Alrighty, so these back here are the 2 lugs that they're talking about on the back of the upper section, and then this is the funnel. No, this would be the funnel. This would be where the grain would come out. This would be the funnel. Okay, so I've got to press these. I'll turn this around so you can see that. We're going to press these with our index fingers, and we're going to lift this up. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's doable. Now let's see, the next directions say you can now open the grinding chamber by unscrewing the large round cap with the cross in the middle counterclockwise. So the large round cap with the cross in the middle. Well, the large round cap, I'm assuming it's this. I'm not sure. Let me study on this a little more and I'll bring you right back. Well, this is the piece that needed to come off, and it took a little elbow grease. I actually had to call in my husband to help me. But it unscrews off like that, and then you pick it right off, and we're going to put that aside. Or you pull it right off, it unscrews right off. We're going to put that aside, and we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, we've got that off, now we're on to step 5. Now, remove the 2 transport locks, which are located opposite one another between the housing and the grinding chamber, and it shows you pictures 7 and 8. It's very well explained with pictures and words. Now, these are the little locking devices. They come out quite easily. Let me get this one out. There we go. And that's that. Now on to the next step. Number 6. Now screw the large round cap back on again until you feel stronger resistance. In this position, the black marking on the round cap should be at around 5 o'clock. Okay, now I think the marking on mine is actually in blue, but I know what they mean. Alrighty, so we're going to just have to screw this back on, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I took this large round cap, put it back on, and now I'm just turning it, you're screwing it back on, and then you start to feel the resistance, and it's at they say in their directions a black mark, mine is a blue mark, and I just want to show you that. And if it's facing me, it's right in the 5 o'clock mark. So that's that, and we're all set. Okay, now on to step 7. Now it says, please turn the cap to about 3 o'clock, picture 11, and push the movable inner segment, which the lever was screwed into before, to 3 o'clock as well. Okay, let me study on this. Okay, I had to study on this picture for a minute. Now, even though we've got this to the 5 o'clock mark, now they're telling us to bring it back up to the 3 o'clock mark and align it with the little lever in here that held this piece that we took out earlier. So I'm going to do exactly as it says. I'm going to move it back to the 3 o'clock mark. I think that's about perfect. That's about the 3 o'clock mark. You can see that. Okay. And then it says to take the lever and align that with the 3 o'clock mark. Okay, we're doing that. So we've got the cap at the 3 o'clock mark, we've got the lever at the 3 o'clock mark, and now we're all ready to look at the next step. Okay, it says number 8. Now fit the upper section with the funnel back onto the mill and screw the setting level at the black mark, or in my case, the blue mark, visible through the slot, tightly into the inner setting segment. Okay, I think I've got this now. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this back on. Okay, this is in the back. Let me turn this around so you can see exactly. Maybe it's best if you look at it from the back because they've got those 2 little grippers there. So I'm going to put this part that says Mockmill will go in the front where we've got the spout coming down. And we know we're putting it on correctly because we've got the grinding, what do you call, like the size of the grinding, the different sizes of the grain on this side of how you fine or coarse you want it ground. And then we've got the 2 little levers that we used our index fingers before to lift it off. So we know we're putting it down in the right way. And we've got the blue mark, we've got everything. Just double check. We've got everything. I think that's right at the 3 o'clock mark. I think it's close enough. And I'm going to put this right back on. Oh, it fits easily. And then I think we're just going to have to snap this down. And when I get it snapped down, we'll go ahead and screw this part in. Okay, well, just a little troubleshooting here to share with you. I had done the 5 o'clock and then back to the 3 o'clock, but I actually had not tightened this enough. So I actually had to go around another 12 hours, so to speak, around the clock, around this round piece, to just get it a little lower. And I went to the 5 o'clock and then back to the 3 o'clock, aligned the little place where the screw is going to go in, and now this is going to fit on beautifully. Boom, we're done. So we've got that on, and I just wanted to mention, while I've been doing all of this, I have had this unplugged. Alrighty, so that's that. Now all we need to do is this last step, which is going to be screw the setting level at the black mark, or as I said on mine it's blue, visible through the slot, tightly into the inner setting segment. Alrighty, so we're just going to go right like this, just like when we took it out. We're going to put it right back in. And I'll just get that all screwed in, and they say tightly. So I've learned my lesson from the other cap part to make sure you do it tightly. Alrighty. Great, well, we're all set. Well, the next thing that we need to do is run a test grain through it to clean it out, because it says that you want to run some grain through it that you will have to discard, just to clean out any, I forget exactly the terminology they used, but you know, any sort of debris or whatnot that may have developed in the manufacturing process. So we'll do that next. Well, we finished with this, and as I said, the next directions about running some grain through it to clean it out are found in the little book that comes right on top of the mill when you first open the box. And what it says is, connect the plug to the power socket, place a bowl beneath the chute, select the milling grade, switch on the mill, add grain to the hopper, and so on and so forth. And we turn it on, and there we go. So I just wanted to show you, here is where we can adjust the grind of the grain. 1 is for fine flour, 10 is for more coarse flour, and I sometimes like a medium coarse grain. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm just going to kind of keep it right about between the 5 and the 6, and when you want to adjust it, you loosen this, and that lets you move it back and forth. And then you choose where you want it to be, what, you know, grind of the grain that you want, and then you tighten it, and you make it nice and tight. And so then I'm going to put this sideways with the bowl underneath. And in the directions for cleaning it out, it says, important. Before you use your mill for the first time, grind a handful of grain and then discard the flour. This will remove any mineral debris from the manufacturing process on the grinding stones. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and then we'll get started. Well, I'm just going to put in about 1/3 cup of wheat berries. I'm going to put that right down there in the chute. I figure that's about a handful. And then I'm going to put the lid on. And then I'm going to turn this on. The on and off button is right down here. And we'll see how it goes. I think that's it. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. It ground the flour beautifully. And that's a medium coarse ground. It works very well. And for the most part, it's really not that loud. So this is just turned out to be wonderful. I'm looking forward to grinding some grain and making some bread. Well, that's it for the Mockmill unboxing. I think it's going to be a real delight to use. And for more information on where you can get one if you're interested, I'll leave that down in the description below. Well, that's all for today. But if you enjoy learning about traditional foods cooking, I hope you'll visit my website, marysnest.com, and also subscribe here to my YouTube channel, and be sure to click on the notification bell below. That'll let you know each time I upload a new video. Well, I've enjoyed having you here today, and I look forward to having you join me again right here in my Texas Hill Country kitchen. Love and God bless.